Does this sign inform you of the minimum speed at which you are allowed to travel? The answer is no. In this situation, can you enter the intersection without stopping? The answer is yes. Are you informed in this situation of the beginning of a major road? The answer is no. Is it prohibited to stop a vehicle directly behind a visible indicator post? The answer is yes. In this situation, are you obliged to stop before you enter the intersection? The answer is no. Are you allowed to switch on emergency lights when you are driving a hauled vehicle? The answer is no. Are you obliged to stop in the designated place even when you have made sure that there is no rail vehicle approaching? The answer is no. Is overtaking a cyclist forbidden in this situation? The answer is no. When slightly changing your path within the lane you are taking, are you obliged to signal it earlier with an indicator? The answer is no. Is the driver of a tractor unit, with a tanker driving in the left lane, obliged to allow the vehicle in front of you to change lanes to the adjacent one? The answer is no. You intend to drive straight ahead and the tram driver intends to turn left. Have you got priority over him? The answer is no. You intend to drive straight on in the presented situation. Are you obliged to stop before entering the intersection? The answer is no. Is it correct to place a warning triangle at a distance of 30 to 50 m behind the car, if the car breaks down on an express road? The answer is no. Is stopping the vehicle in this place, in order to give the right of way to other drivers, proper in this situation? The answer is no. In the situation presented, are you warned of the transverse unevenness of the road surface caused by potholes? The answer is no. Are you obliged to exercise particular caution in this situation? The answer is yes. Are you allowed to turn left at the junction when driving on the right lane? The answer is no. In this situation, should you stop before the visible line of absolute stop? The answer is no. Is it permitted on a one-way road to overtake a rail vehicle from the left? The answer is yes. Are you still allowed to turn right in this situation? The answer is no. When should you check the pressure in tires of a passenger car? Before the beginning of a journey? After finishing driving? At least 24 hours before the planned journey? Before the beginning of a journey? How will you place a load on a trailer of a passenger car, so that it does not cover the lights of the trailer? I will put it only on one side of the trailer. I will always place it at the rear of the trailer, so that it does not cover the lights of the trailer. Under what circumstances is it not mandatory to carry a child less than 150 centimeters tall in a safety seat or other restraint system to ensure child safety? When transporting a child in a taxi. When carrying a child in the back seat. When carrying a child on an adult's lap. When transporting a child in a taxi. What documents do you have to carry with you and present at the request of the relevant authority during a roadside inspection? National driving license. A different document certifying the right to drive other than a national driving license. Certificate of qualification. A different document certifying the right to drive other than a national driving license. The car accident casualty who is in the vehicle should be evacuated from the vehicle in all cases. Evacuated from the vehicle in case of stating a cardiac arrest in them. Always left in the vehicle till the coming of a doctor. Evacuated from the vehicle in case of stating a cardiac arrest in them. Which of the following are mandatory equipment in each passenger car? A spare wheel. A first aid kit. A fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher. What must be checked when the control light of indicators began to blink much faster? The battery voltage. The condition of fuses. The condition of direction indicator bulbs. The condition of direction indicator bulbs. As the owner of a vehicle, are you obliged to indicate at the request of an authorized body to whom you entrusted the vehicle for driving or use at a specific time? Yes, unless it is a vehicle used for business purposes. Yes, unless the vehicle was used contrary to your will and without your knowledge by an unknown person, which you could not prevent. I am not obliged to do so. Yes, unless the vehicle was used contrary to your will and without your knowledge by an unknown person, which you could not prevent. What documents are you obliged to carry with you and present at the request of the competent authorities during roadside inspections? Registration document. Receipt of retention of the registration document for the period it authorizes the use of the vehicle. Certificate of compliance with technical specifications. Receipt of retention of the registration document for the period it authorizes the use of the vehicle. Which of these driving techniques applies to the term eco-driving? Frequent use of the service brake. Avoiding sudden braking and acceleration. Frequent change of gears. Avoiding sudden braking and acceleration. What will happen if a police officer discovers during a roadside inspection that you have exceeded the speed limit by more than 50 km/h in a built-up area, but that this was done in order to save somebody's life? The police officer will refrain from retaining your driving license. In what circumstance will the driving license not be withheld for exceeding the speed limit by more than 50 km/h in a built-up area? If the driver of the vehicle has committed an infringement in order to ward off an imminent danger to an asset protected by law. If the driver of the vehicle behind uses warning lights and sound signals to indicate a need to increase speed. If the driver increased speed so as to quickly exit the intersection of roads while the green signal lights are on. If the driver of the vehicle has committed an infringement in order to ward off an imminent danger to an asset protected by law.